And for past two classes, we have been discussing the technicalities of writing an abstract. The first thing that I mentioned in the last class, that when you study an abstract, then try to find out which sentence is corresponding to which heading. And these are the steps and headings of writing an abstract. So they are written in a sequence starting from motivation, problem statement, approach, results, and conclusion. So we need to follow these headings. Now, as you can see in this abstract, we have not written first heading and then the sentence that is corresponding to these headings. But once someone read the sentence, then the sentence must reflect to that heading. And we also know that there is also some requirement by some journals that you need to first write the heading, and against that you need to write the corresponding sentence. So the bottom line is we need to follow these steps of writing an abstract. And as I have said, that motivation and problem statement, only one sentence can reflect both motivation and problem statement. Similarly, results and conclusion, they can be written in one sentence as well. So, but at least we must mention that these headings are communicated or not. In the last class, we saw there are some problems in this abstract and we discussed that. Now we will proceed further. There is against motivation, I have written gap in previous research. Now generally this becomes the motivation. Why do you want to conduct a research? Because you are conducting a research on a novel, on poetry, on a book of short stories, drama. You are not the first person who has discovered that particular text and conducting the research. Thousands of previous researchers, they have already done, they have already conducted the research. So your motivation is the gap. Now gap is that something has been researched, but one little issue has not been touched yet. So that particular thing becomes the motivation, and that is known as gap, that is research gap. I will give you one example of research gap. Now here there is one sentence in blue font. Over the years, the question has been posed often, and although the series have been analyzed from various perspectives, there is no clear answer. Now, for what there is no clear answer? So there is a question in the red font, but how can this extraordinary popularity be explained? Now, this is the thing. How can this extraordinary popularity be explained? Now, this is the question. And what the researcher is claiming, that though many researches have been done over the years, but this question has not been answered clearly. So what the writer is saying, there is still no clear answer. Now this is not actually the example of abstract, but this is an example of research gap. How you can write research gap, or what type of language you will use to indicate research gap. Now we have previously discussed a published paper from the book titled The Twilight Saga, and we all also know that the Twilight Saga, the movie Twilight success, and how this vampire story became a cult, amongst youth. So we already know. So here again there is something that we found out, that how come something that is purely fictional became so popular, and not only in one continent, not only in one country, but across the globe. So we are answering this thing in this paper, and this type of sentence that how can this extraordinary popularity be explained? So you can write this thing in your abstract, that this paper endeavors, or this paper attempts to find out the extraordinary popularity of the Twilight Saga. As simple as this. So if you write this sentence, then this sentence will become your motivation, because this sentence reflects the research gap. So how you will write? You will write very simply, the research attempts to find out the extraordinary popularity of the Twilight Saga. Because though many previous researchers, they have questioned this thing, but there is no clear answer. So likewise, this particular sentence can become your motivation. This particular sentence will become your motivation or research gap. So this is how you can write. And when we study this abstract, we find that there is no sentence that is stating the research gap. So there is one sentence where, despite global efforts to bend gender-based inequality, I am reading the last sentence. This is relevant to the context of Botswana, where despite global efforts to bend gender-based inequality, women continue to be victimized. So this is a problem, and women continue to be victimized. That is, it is again the findings, but this is again not a gap. Now let's read sentence 4. We wish to explore the extent to which Vashti and Sita's tales of female courage and daring could inspire women today who continue to suffocate under oppressive patriarchal context. Now this is a problem. Why do you care? I care because I know that women continue to suffocate under oppressive patriarchal context. So this is a problem statement. But again, there is not a single sentence that reflects the research gap, and that can become a motivation. So either you are compromising with the motivation, you are simply mentioning problem statement, then there is no problem. Then we understand your intention, that you want to focus on problem but not on motivation. But again, unsettling of the order. If sentence 4 is your problem statement, then again it should become sentence 1 and not sentence 4. So this is again a problem, but now you know how to write the research gap. So this is, I repeat once again, how can this extraordinary popularity of the Twilight Saga can be explained? So first sentence in green, the Twilight Saga has captured the imagination of millions of people worldwide, transcending cultural, national, and linguistic barriers. This is a fact. This is a general statement we are making, that what happened actually. But we are also questioning this, and this becomes our motivation. So this motivation and research gap, I hope now you understand, and you can also incorporate such type of sentences in your abstract as well as in your main research. Now we will look at some language issues that are there in the abstract. I have underlined certain phrases. The aim of this paper. Now the aim of this paper is a noun phrase. You have already studied what is a noun phrase, what is a verb phrase in your master's course in linguistics theory and practice. To make a comparison, so again, like how many words you are wasting. The aim of this paper, 5 words. Make a comparison, 8 words. So if I ask, how can you modify this? You can simply write, the paper compares two heroines from two religions. I have revised the first sentence. So if you count sentence 1 and the words that are used in sentence 1, you will find that they are many. They are violating the economy principle. They are violating the principle of minimax. What is minimax? Minimax means to say or to write minimal and to mean maximum. That is the concept of minimax. So there is a violation of two principles. You are wasting your words. You are not using words like money, like currency, like Bitcoin. You are wasting them. And in the revised version, you can clearly see with very few words, we can write this. Now, this economy principle, the principle of minimax, you can follow throughout your research, irrespective of the fact whether you are writing for a journal or you are writing for master's thesis or you are writing for a doctoral thesis. But particularly, you must follow this when writing an abstract, because I said that abstract is like an advertisement. And what is the nature of an advertisement? It is crisp, it is concise, it is precise, it is catchy, it is persuasive. So, and it is not long. So one advertisement, 10 second, 20 second, message is conveyed, that is all. And we all enjoy advertisements because we know that they are very catchy, very quick, uh, and very easily, very persuasively, they convey the message. So that principle uh, must not be compromised in abstract writing. So we have seen that how first sentence can be modified. Now second sentence, again, Vashti is one of the unsung heroines in the book of Esther in Hebrew Bible. Now, whether is it really relevant to write the book of Esther in the Hebrew Bible? If we simply write Hebrew Bible here in the abstract, and we can give the further details in which chapter or in on which page in the main body of the paper, there is no harm. Similarly, in the book of Ramayana itself is a book. So why there is a need to write the book of Ramayana? And Ramayana is again not of unpopular text. It's like very famous. Everyone knows when it comes to epic writing, when it comes to the world famous epics, then everyone knows that Ramayana is an epic, like Odyssey and Iliad by Homer. So there is no need to write this phrase, the book of Ramayana. We can simply write Ramayana. There is no need to write the book of Esther in the Hebrew Bible. We can simply write Hebrew Bible. So again, we have done the revision, and how we have done the revision, unlike Ramayana Sita. Now the meaning is very much clear that when we say unlike Ramayana Sita, that means we are talking about a character Sita in Ramayana. So unlike Ramayana Sita, Vashti, again a character in Hebrew Bible, is unsung and not revered. Fine. So this, with this manner, we can modify the construction. The tales of these women seem to display similarities in the ideals they embody, and hence we endeavor to read them together. Now, what we are doing, the tales of these women seem to display similarity in the ideals they embody, and hence we endeavor to read them together. We are talking about some similarities, and we are also mentioning the methodology or approach we have used, that is the reading approach, the comparison. So we can simply write however is the logical connectives that we are using, that how can one sentence is connected to another sentence. So first we have mentioned the paper compares two heroines from two religions. Unlike Ramayana, Sita, Vashti in the Hebrew Bible is unsung and not revered. However, we read them together and found many similarities. So this is how we have made it precise. Fourth, we wish to explore the extent to which. Now, verbalize, like wasting so many words. We wish to explore the extent to which. There is no need for that. So we can simply write the problem. The present day women who are suffocating under patriarchy may find inspiration from the tales of courage and daring. That's fine. We have clearly mentioned that why this research is relevant, because there is a problem that women who are suffocating under patriarchy, and they may find inspiration. May is important. So it's not a compulsory thing that whosoever wants to be inspired must read this Hebrew Bible or Ramayana Sita, but may find inspiration from the tales of courage and daring. You read something and find inspiration is not a compulsory thing. It also depends upon how closely you are reading, how critically you are reading something. Let's say you read Gita, you read Bible, you read Guru Granth Sahib. Some people's life is entirely changed, but for some people it's the boring stuff. Like, who will read Gita now? I don't get anything from Gita. What is there in Gita? Krishna is saying fight. Arjuna is saying I don't want to fight. Krishna is saying fight. Arjuna is saying I don't want to fight, and that is the end of Gita. So it depends upon how serious reader you are. So that's why we have used this word may find inspiration. So if you are a careful reader, if you are doing the act of reading critically, then you may find inspiration from the tales of courage and daring. So this is how we can write this and save our words. Similar case with the sentence 5. The study addresses gender-based inequality and victimization faced by Botswanian women. Now you might find that sentence 5 is a violation of dues for writing an abstract, because we discussed that we should not use passive verbs, the last point. But it also says that abstract oftentimes uses passive verbs to downplay the author. So what we are saying, the study addresses gender-based inequality and victimization faced by Botswanian women. So by Botswanian women is again in the passive voice, faced by Botswanian women. So we are using this passive voice again to downplay uh, the authorship. At the same time, we want to save our words. So this is how you can take into account the language issues, that the language issues, the problem of wasting words, and how you can maintain the principle of economy when it comes to writing, and the principle of minimax when it comes to conveying more meaning using very few and less words. So in this we have simply revised the language. Now we will do the matching, that which heading is corresponding to which sentence. Again, like we have maintained that there are 5 sentences in the original abstract, and we have also maintained that there are 5 sentences in the revised version. So at least like we are not writing something that is not there in the abstract at all. So we are just following that what is there in the abstract, we are following as it is. Now what we are doing now, we are just mentioning them, these headings, these sentences in the order. So what will become the problem statement? Despite global efforts to bend gender-based inequality, women continue to be victimized worldwide. So again, this is your problem statement according to the original abstract. What can become a motivation? Because as I said, like motivation must include the research gap. But again, because we are following the original abstract, so we try to find out which sentence can become. Like the ancient tales of courage and daring of heroines may encourage the present day women facing patriarchal oppressions. This can become motivation. This can become motivation. But again, there is no mention of research gap here to remind you. Now approach the study set in Botswana context. Again, you are mentioning the field site. So that's why this is very important that you must mention Botswana. It's not a universal context. The study set in Botswana context and compares two heroines, Vashti in the Hebrew Bible and Sita in Ramayana. Likewise, you can write result. Likewise, you can write implications. So there are other issues as well, like how to write the keywords for an abstract, how to select an appropriate title for the research, that we will also discuss in due course. But for now, this is for the day. And if you have any question, then you can simply you ask me. I will clarify it.